Okay, so I wanted to keep the other video, so let's just call this linked list part 3. So I discovered that I had a typo. So this size was not being called. But now when we tested, then you can see that the node 2 is inserted at the correct index. Woo! Okay, so let's look at how we would do a delete at to conclude our my live coding on linked list. So we can give this function an index, and you can take a look at what deleting at a certain index involves. So say we wanted to delete this node 5 at index 1, and then the linked list would become just 2 pointed to 3. So how would we go about doing that? Reassigning the references. So similar to what we did earlier, we can make an index. We can make separate cases for if the index is 0, if the index is less than or equal to the size of the linked list minus 1, else. And then at the end we would return this dot head. So we didn't create a delete function that deletes the first element, but we can just do that here. So what does deleting the head entail? So we can do this dot head is equal to this dot head dot next, and then we return the head. So what this does is it removes the head node from the linked list by changing the head node to the next node. So let's test this out. Let's do delete at 0. So this should get rid of the 4. And it does. And it gets rid of, so it gets rid of that 4 node. Alright, so what about the last node? Let's just make a function real quick called delete last. So this dot delete last. So this is a good practice. So how would we go about deleting the last node? So how did we delete? How did we prepend? How did we append? We got to the tail, and then we did some manipulation. So let's do that. So we can do let tail equal to this dot head, while tail dot next does not equal null. And we can step through the linked list. And then we can do we can make a previous what we have to do is we have to make a previous that equals to the head, and then the tail is equal to head dot next. So once the tail reaches the tail, then what we do is previous dot next is equal to null, and then we set return the head. Let's try that out. So delete at 10. Let's see if that does what we want it to do. Oh, that did not do what I wanted it to do. Let's try calling just the function itself. Delete last. Let's see if that works. Okay, so there's something wrong with this. Stay tuned for part 4.